everybody sit back down. Everybody ready? It is time to announce your second keynote speaker of the day. We've got in the house Miss Desiree Broussard. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the owner of Elevating. I'm going to switch microphones because I don't want her to miss this. Check, check. Okay. She is the owner of Elevating Etiquette, LLC, where she teaches business, social etiquette, and military protocol courses. She's also a lieutenant colonel in the Nevada National Guard, where she serves as the director of the J9, directorate that brings together all soldiers, airmen, support services under one roof, and works to synchronize the services, member support, and wellness programs. Desiree was born in California. She claims Lafayette, Louisiana as her hometown, but now she and her husband call Vegas their home. Please welcome Ms. Desiree. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise.
Thank you, thank you. You got it. Now that y'all know I'm from Louisiana, how y'all doing? But in Louisiana we say, how all y'all doing? That's an official term. Can you pop my slide up, Eric, whenever you can? All right. So we're gonna pretend like this slide is up. It's all good because I can talk through it. Where are my Southern women? Any Lafayette women? No? Okay, I'll forgive y'all. What's that? I'm just happy that y'all are Southern. But you know, I'm also Californian, so I say you guys. And then I'm half Scottish, so I've got my mother's Scottish pin on here, so I'm all jacked up, like we all are, right? Where's my power skills, ladies? From this morning? Nice. Y'all notice I changed from my dress to my slacks so I could do my power pose on stage? Because most of my etiquette consultants would tell me I shouldn't stand like this, and that I should stand like this. So yes, I'm an etiquette consultant, and what that usually does to people is they usually start standing up and sitting up a little bit straighter, a little uptight, but we're not uptight today, right, because it's us. So I started teaching etiquette about 10 years ago, and I was a protocol officer and protocol chief for many years. And things kind of just happened accidentally, but they don't really happen accidentally, right? All of a sudden it's my whole world, and I've just started my consulting business about not even quite a year ago. It'll be a year next month. It's exciting, it's terrifying, it's hard work, it's fun, but to go from that military world and then to go into that civilian business life, it's totally different. But what I'm going to talk to you about today is etiquette. And for those of you that just shut off your brain because you think I'm going to tell you what fork and what knife and when to pick it up, that's not what we're going to talk about. What I want to talk to y'all about is military women. So along with the educate, elevate, and empower, I want to look at and I want to talk to y'all about where we were before when it came to etiquette, where we are now, and how etiquette affects us not just as military people, but in our society. And then I want to talk about how we can impact the future and how it can benefit us. And I'm going to pause real quick and make sure Eric is good, because the next slide I was going to pop up is hopefully funny, and if it's not, y'all have to fake it and pretend. Hang on a second. You good? So my slides aren't working, but things happen, right? As a protocol officer, we just fake it until we make it, so we're just going to keep pressing on. So I want to pause before I talk about etiquette and what I want to talk about, and I want to share something with y'all, that today is my birthday weekend. Thank you for the cake, Erin. Thank you. It's my big 5-0. I remember you had the sash on the last time. And it's so weird because when you turn 50, my mother was right. You still feel like you're in your 20s, but you look in the mirror and you're not quite sure what's going on. But then you hang around some 20-something-year-olds, and that's no offense to my 20-something-year-olds, and you hear the conversations, then you have to get out your grandma glasses and get your big font on your phone, and you realize that you've reached another level in your life. That's all good. But I couldn't be happier than to be spending part of my birthday weekend than with y'all. I'm genuinely excited to be here. And we forget how unique we are We forget how special we are because we're surrounded by ourselves right now, and it feels normal to be around our military people. And then we go back to work, and if we're still in the military, we're surrounded. But we know that only 1% or so actually raises their right hand, right? And then on average, we're 16 to 20% of each service. And that's a really, really small number. And I'm not going to do public math with y'all today, but that's a really small number. I was impressed when Phyllis, I think, did math and she added 2 very basic numbers. I was like, in public, that's amazing. I have a question for y'all. So how many of y'all, just to raise a hand, how many of y'all think the world is a little bit nutty in terms of, don't raise your hand yet. I knew I'd have to say that. In terms of a lack of respect for each other and people. Absolutely. I put my etiquette goggles on for almost everything because that's how I see the world. And then I see the news and I think, that is disrespect happening. Somebody passed me on the way to Aliante this morning and they nearly tipped this front of my car. It's disrespect. It's a lack of awareness and it's disrespect. I don't forgive you on that one, Erin. That's the only thing I don't like about Vegas. That's the only thing I don't like about Vegas. For my ladies who attended my power skills session, what is etiquette? Because it's a little bit different today than it was yesterday.
Respect and awareness.
Respect and awareness. That is what it all boils down to. Back in the day, it was kind of to separate the classes. If you knew how to drink your tea, pinkies out or pinkies in. For the tea ladies, they all know this. Pinkies in. That's because only the hoity-toities could afford the nice tea and the cups required them to hold their pinky out. That's just put it in your pocket. So we don't do that anymore. But it's respect and awareness. And when I teach dining etiquette skills, it helps somebody understand where the knife and fork goes and they can focus not on which one is their bread and if they stole somebody's water, but they can focus on the conversation that's taking place. When I teach social and business etiquette skills, they don't worry if they're doing introductions correctly, if they're dressed properly. They can focus on what's happening. This is a very big world, but it's a very small world. And we all have our different cultures, our different weirdness, because we're all weird, every single one of us. And for us to exist in this large but very small connected world, we have to focus just on, a friend of mine calls it his hula hoop. He can only control this part of his circle. How you react, how you respond, how you are to other people. You can't control the world, but you can control your hula hoop. She has a quote. So in this little circle of influence that we have right here, I know it's only small, but we, and especially as military women, we have the ability to impact people way more than we think we can. And what Jane says is that every interaction matters. How we respond to the world matters. Your impact matters. You have to choose how you're going to go out into the world and make that impact. It could be as small as just your neighbor. You can go to the grocery store. You can be in a bad mood and you can bring that bad mood and have a negative interaction. I'm afraid I'm going to fall off the stage. Have a negative interaction and send that person into a negative spin on the way home. That's a huge difference of being nice to somebody. It's those little tiny pieces that can impact the world positively. It's all about respect and awareness. It's all about etiquette. So we as military women learned in basic training, in boot camp, respect and awareness. Respect goes up and down the chain, and our situational awareness, who's on our six? Boot camp, OTS, OCS, OTS, what other ones? Are there other ones? I don't know what the Navy calls it. They're like, I'm messing.
Basic training.
What's that?
Basic training.
Okay. So we have the etiquette edge. And I was going to show you a couple of videos today I was going to take you back to the 70s. Does anybody have a set of fatigues? Right on. I should have brought it in. I have a set of my dad's fatigues. My dad's a retired Air Force chief, aircraft maintenance. When I pinned on and when I went to OTS, he gave me one of the tops of his fatigues, and it has Broussard on it. And then he put my rank and his rank on, so it's pretty cool. So I was going to take you back to the 70s today, and if the video, if we were able to get up, I'm going to show you a clip of it. But you can't. Oh my God. That is the perfect timing. Okay, let's do it. Thanks, Eric. Okay. Okay, let me show you, while he's doing that, I'm going to show you my birthday picture. Because this is my husband's favorite picture of me. Y'all ready for this? It's a horrible picture, but it's hilarious. He makes fun of me. He says that's what I still look like. But if I'm doing good, you know, some of my friends fight the aging process. I say bring it on, you know. Bring on the gray hair and everything else. So this is Jane Goodall. And I'll read this again. You can't get through a single day without making an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference. You have to decide the kind of difference that you want to make. That's you. Okay, so this is me. I want to take y'all back, and I'm going to show you this for just a couple seconds, this nice little gift right here. Because I can't get her to stop moving her head. I was hoping to get it to where she'd stop, but I can't do it. I'm obviously technically challenged. Okay. Did anybody have that uniform? Nobody would admit it. They're like, got it. Okay. Eric, if you're ready. So, this video is 15 minutes long, and RG, don't worry, because she looked at me and she's like, I don't have 15 minutes, don't worry. I'm going to show you about a 30-second clip and a 1.5-minute clip. And what it is, just to preface it, I want to show you the beginning because for some of you it's going to be nostalgia of the old video reels when we were in school and the music, and it kind of sets the tone for what you're going to see. If you're chomping at the bit and you really want to go home and watch etiquette videos, you can Google military etiquette and it pulls up the 1970s. So this is in the 70s teaching women what they needed to do. And I want you to listen. There's a narrator that speaks overhead. Listen to what she says. Do you want the music?
Boy, you better do something about that. What? That thing was... Oh, look at my hair. It's all messed up. What's called Ralphie, wouldn't you girls like some? Listen, I am determined not to have another Blue Monday.
Going to work, making your way in the Army is pretty much the same as in civilian life. Basically, you have to know your job. You have to be willing to work, and you have to know how to get along with people. While the fundamental requirements may be the same, there are some differences. A little something extra is needed for the successful military career.
Okay, that's the end of that video, so Eric, you can cut that one. What do y'all think that something extra special is for our military career? Any thoughts? What? Oh, y'all are on the right track. Y'all are on the right track. What? Y'all are in the window. Y'all are in the window. I couldn't believe this when I saw it. Okay. What? Stockings? Okay. So, you can go ahead and get the next video prepped up. So let me prep it for you. So they've got a bunch of women teaching them what to do. They're going to take 3 women out, and they're going to get a chance to go to Belgium. So they're trying to select the women who are going to Belgium, and they're looking at their folders, and the folders are like modeling agency folders. They have their pictures on the front. This one woman, you'll see a small clip from her. Her name is Carol. Her supervisor, right before you see this, says, Carol is an amazing employee. She probably knows more than I do as a supervisor. Okay, so now you know it's Carol. Now watch what happens to poor Carol.
He confuses military bearing and behavior with male mannerism. Well, they're not the same thing at all. And her walk, that really is a problem. She's forgotten that the 30-inch step is for the drill field, and that every place else you walk like a girl. If she would only learn to walk properly.
Wait, y'all are gonna love this next
Now,
part.
don't misunderstand me for a moment. I have nothing against Carol. She's a fine girl, and I'm very pleased with her work. However, every time I see her, she carries herself as if she were on a parade field. I feel that our young ladies around here could walk and talk, stand and sit like young ladies. And I see no reason for them to change just because they're in. You agree?
Yes, sir.
Fine.
But thank you for coming by.
Does that make y'all skin crawl? You can go ahead and cut the video, Eric. If she could, we're good with y'all in the military. If y'all can still walk and talk like ladies, and not, I think I walk like I'm on the parade field and I teach etiquette. You know, y'all understand me because you see somebody like me walking with intensity and a sense of urgency at Albertsons and we don't know why. That's us, right? That's my husband and me both. We get there early, we want the show to start, we're ready to go, we're on it. All right, I'm gonna take you back to today. I'm gonna bring y'all back today. I know that half of y'all are gonna go home and get popcorn and you're gonna watch these videos because there's 4 of them, just so you know. So in my opinion, the world has gone completely backwards. So that's way over the top. And now we take it to today, and we all agree that there's a lack of respect amongst people. And I blame it partly on times have changed. We don't have parents at home that are teaching it. And I've heard that a couple times today. We're not teaching things in school, financial and other things that are really important. Technology, COVID. There's a whole generation of our younger people that missed a whole social section where they're not out and interacting. There's kind of a small surge in getting people like me to teach folks because we just don't know how to do it, but it's so important with connection. But I tell you, it's not just the younger generation. I will watch senior people in meetings. I watched somebody today while somebody was speaking, sit here and Googling. They weren't filling out something for the Women's Memorial. So, but we're not bad people. We've just lost a certain amount of respect and awareness and people teaching us those things and to kind of re-engage it. So I want to tell you a story it's a short story about when I was in protocol and where this passion for me began. And I want you I'm going to tell you a story about a woman that I met, and she's amazing, but I'm going to back it up because I forgot to hit a picture here. Okay, so this is Air Mobility Command, Scott Air Force Base. Anybody? Right on. I was at Scott Air Force Base unintentionally, active duty reserve and guard for 15 years. So I bounced around commands. I started off at Air Mobility Command, which is a 4-star command. The woman in the middle, I'm gonna point her out, 4-star General Marion Miller, right here. Do y'all know the significance of her? Air Force reservist, pinned on 4th star and led an active duty MAGCOM. So I had the luxury of working and doing her change of command. So that's me as a civilian. I was in the Guard at the time. Anyway, walking through the halls as the chief of protocol for the 4-star, so that was my boss, sitting in all the senior leader meetings, and I would see all the young officers. All the young officers up and down the hall. I used to be one of those young officers. I was the one walking up and down the halls. It's surreal when it flips and you're there. But all of a sudden I see all these young officers, what appears to be completely rude and disrespectful. And I'm thinking, didn't we go to the same training? I don't know what's going on here. A 1-star that works in one of the directorates says, Desiree, I am a mentor for all the young officers. Would you teach an etiquette class and a protocol class? I said, gold, I'm in. 2-hour class, I teach them dining etiquette because that's really a baseline. What do we do when we get together? We eat. At work, we get together, we eat. We do a business meeting, we eat. So that's a great place to start. And then I teach them not just how to sit down and your name tags and all those things. We teach speed of conversation. Err on the side of formality. What to speak about and not speak about with your senior level folks. The questions were great. The engagement was amazing. These people were awesome. And one woman, the woman I mentioned just a couple seconds ago, who appeared the most rude, came to me after, brought me a beautiful thank you note, and she said, Miss Des, because that's what they called me on the civilian side, because it's a Southern thing. Hey, Miss Des, she said, I wanted to thank you for the class. She said, I was so intimidated every time I walked down those halls, and I freeze. I don't even know what to do. This woman, y'all, is a C-17 pilot with probably 3 or 4 degrees now at this point. She's a commander. She is a fit, healthy, beautiful woman who I assumed was completely rude. But that's when it changed for me. It was insecurity. That's all that was. So then I started teaching this, and it made all the difference. Women started coming to me, men and women, but a lot of women will come to me because I know how to correct people without ripping them up. Because I was ripped up, we've all had a good boss and a bad boss. And I had a bad boss that would stick, and then one was too nice, so everybody treaded all over her. But I do it with strength and kindness, and I see people and I'd say, hey, do you have a second? Do you mind if I talk to you about what happened at that meeting? Let me tell you how you could do it different. And they say, damn, I never thought about that. So that's the kind of things we do. That's what I help women, which is all what we should do. So the biggest thing we could do is help each other to make each other better. I'm every single one of y'all's biggest cheerleader. I want everybody in my circle to succeed. And showing up and being there for each other is the most important thing we can do. So when I tell you that showing up is really important, I'll now tell you that until the last few years, I didn't go to a single one of these events. That was my time to get email done. That was my time to take a break. But when you get older, you have this little lens when you're young, and you just think about me. I'm gonna get the job done, I'm gonna get to work, what am I gonna wear? Who do they like me? You're just focused like this. And then you get older and you start getting it wider. And we talked about Lena King earlier. You look at people who have paved the way for you and you see those videos and say, that's not right. And then you get to be a part of that change today. And now you see, our military is not perfect, but damn, I'm proud to be a part of this group and I'm proud of our military and I love to serve. So I can't see, I keep trying to retire. And General Barry, who knows General Barry? Everybody knows me, yeah. He keeps reeling me back in. So I love my J9 as well. But I took this picture a couple years ago with the Nevada National Guard. There were a bunch of women in the parade for Veterans Day. And it is so fun to be a part of this room with y'all today and to be a part of these women who raised their hand. And I need y'all to remember that every single one of us, we are war fighters. We have raised our hand in a business that is always, in my opinion, going to be dominated by men, and that's fine. It is not common for people to want to go in the warfighting business. And then we are even more unique. And I want you to remember that what Jane Goodall said, what you do matters, how you treat people matters. The foundations that we have as military women give us that foundation to go out into the world and make a positive impact on people. Respect is universal, y'all. Respect is universal. I say that etiquette is the universal language of respect, or the international language of respect. Respect transcends everything: race, religion, sexual orientation, politics, whatever ever else we're talking about right here. So I call this We Graceful Warriors today, and not because I teach etiquette and I want y'all to walk like Grace Kelly and sassy person across the stage. If you're Carol and you walk like you're on a parade field, I want you to own it. But when I say grace, I mean strength and confidence. Because y'all have to have strength and you might, and I talked about this in my power skills class, you might just have served 2 years. No, you served for 2 years. Walk with that confidence, right? You serve for 30, 40, hitting 23 this year. I don't know if I can do that many. I have a lot of respect for folks that can keep going. But you all have the opportunity to be a tremendous force of good. And so I ask you all as military women to take that foundation and that etiquette edge and that etiquette advantage you have and go out into the world and be the positive force of good that we know we can be. We want to see the change. Be the leader we want to be. Be the change you want to be. So, that is before I end, y'all pause. If y'all are willing, I would love to see y'all do what I did in my etiquette skills class for the end. If you can stand, if you can't, that's okay. I want you to power pose it.
Okay, wait, I don't know this, you gotta teach me. Hold on, what am I gonna do?
So you know, when you dress a certain way, you act a different way because you're holding yourself differently. When you stand a different way, if I'm slouching, I'm standing up. See, look at my ladies are power posing already. So the Wonder Woman power pose. So back, At a TEDx talk, a woman said that Amy Cuddy, she hid in the bathroom and she would do her power pose. I want y'all to check out the power pose. Can somebody pop the lights up? I want to get a picture of the power posers.
Lights up. This looks good. Come on, own it. I know you're all.
What's that? Isn't there a song?
Let's do it.
Isn't there a song with Turn the Lights On? Turn the lights on.
Yeah, turn out the lights.
Lights on. RG says, give her some music. All right, Drew, can you capture my power poses? Everybody's power posing. All right, ladies. I thank y'all so much to the NDVS team for asking me to be a part of this. For the people who came to my power skills session this morning, I love my military family.
Are you supposed to smile with the power pose?
RG wanted to know. It depends on what you're doing. Right now, I'm serious. I don't know.
I'm smiling.
All right, thanks y'all. Have a great rest of your conference. Y'all rock.